All right, what's up, everyone? My name is AJ Wrights Crypto. Welcome to the show. Monday, March 17th. Dude, tax day is like coming. Are you guys ready, dude? Are you guys ready for Uncle Sam to steal way too much of your shit? He's just gonna come in there like, hey, it's time. Hey, you got that thing? You gotta take care of that thing. You gotta give me like 1/3 of every dollar you made, or we're gonna have some serious problems. And I'm not gonna tell you what I'm spending it on. I'm not gonna tell you anything I'm doing with it other than basically like, unless you want to go to jail, give me 1/3 of everything you do. And that's it. That's it. That day is coming. That day is coming. And last year, oh my god, dude. Last year was bad. I think this year way worse. It's so bad. It like hurts me deep down when I write that fucking check, dude. I never try not to drop the F-bomb on this show, but that one deserves it, dude. It really, really does, man. We really should all stop paying taxes, says Mr. Mojo. Desert Crypto already paid mine. Oh yeah. Mr. Hands in his homework early. Dude, did you read The Great Gatsby like the first day of summer? Dude, what? Oh man, I can't change, dude. What are your thoughts on, like, bro, let's be clear. We're not having a how do you do your crypto taxes conversation. I'm not having that conversation.
No, here's how you do your crypto taxes. You file an extension in April.
Always in October.
You wait for October, and you pray to God that Trump just like gets rid of the IRS altogether, and then you never have to think about it ever again. That's what I'm hoping for. Genius, man. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Yo, how are you, man? What's up, groggers? Hope you all had a great weekend. Smash the like button. Do the things.
Hell yeah. Yeah, guys, if you haven't smashed the like yet, please do.
How could you be sitting here?
But yeah, so I do want to be clear that I'm never making another crypto tax video ever again.
Sounds reasonable.
Because like you could literally talk to your lawyer, he's going to tell you exactly what he's going to do for your stuff. You can make the video, and people will be like, no, that's illegal. And I'm like, okay. So like, and the reason I can talk to my lawyer, make a video, and people still freak out, it's because no one actually knows. No, like there isn't like
there's not a thing,
they're
working on it.
And so my point here is especially if you have a lot of money or you've made a lot of money, just hire a guy. It's hire
smart.
A guy.
Just hire a guy.
Don't turbo tax it. Don't guess. Just hire a guy. It's not that bad. Couple grand. Big deal, So hire a guy. That's what I would do.
Keep yourself from getting in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Because like if you miss one little thing and they come knocking because you wanted to save a couple bucks, and then you tell them, oh, I forgot about that. Well, they don't care,
But just remember, file the extension. Hopefully the IRS is completely gone by the time October comes around. You never have to think about it ever again. Yeah.
SWFL says, do you ever do a wash sale with your crypto and try to offset any gains? Yeah, because I'm going to talk about that publicly. Yeah, definitely. Definitely avoid paying taxes. No. At all costs, evade as many taxes as you possibly can. It's not a felony. They're not going to get you in trouble. No way, dude. Just evade as many taxes as possible. Don't even pay it. Welcome. Don't even pay it.
None of this is financial advice. Yeah, jeepers.
Don't pay it, bro. Don't. Like, what are they going to do, bro? All right, I'm sorry. It's Monday morning, guys. I'm getting the shakes out. All right. You all rock. We got a lot to talk about today. Chad Stanford said, AJ, if they do ever pass a no capital gains tax, it would probably be on long-term ? I think it would be across the board. I think crypto taxes, no.
Like you're talking no capital gains, right?
That's what he's saying. But I think if it comes, I think crypto taxes. Ugh, that's how I imagine it in my mind.
I mean, you don't pay taxes on baseball cards and like Pokemon cards and stuff, right?
Oh, I'm getting a number from an unknown number. Look, the IRS has already heard me. They already heard me. Yep. Can't wait for the show to be quoted in multiple criminal tax evasion cases. And that's all because SWFL Crypto had to look. He literally said, SWFL Crypto says, do you ever do a wash sale with your crypto tracks and try to crypto and try to offset gains? And then I said what I said. And then he says, haha, it's legal. Yeah, we got to talk SWFL. Our next premium call, man. We got to have a talk about this, dude.
You're wild, dude.
This is good.
That's wild.
This is good. All right, let's start hitting some of the stories here. We do have a handful to go through here. And I think, you know, of course I have a handful of charts I want to go over as well. But one of them, the stories that kind of hit me when I went through everything this morning, is this one. Ethereum's level of dominance has fallen to lows not seen since 2020.
Wow. What did it drop to? It was like 8 or 9 on Friday, right?
Bro. This is like, I am like legitimately worried about Ethereum. Like, in the background, I'll pull the chart. I actually have.
It says 8.4 on CoinMarketCap, but I know that there's a TradingView chart. It's probably a little bit more accurate.
Get that ETH. All right.
Is that what it is? ETH.E.
All right, and then actually I'll go to a daily actually tells the picture just fine.
You want me to pop that up?
Yeah, pull it up. Yep. All right, and this is what they're talking about.
Man, oh man.
Here's 2020. Here's the low of 2020 at 7.11. 7.11%. All right. Right now we're at 8.59%. And we have not seen this level right here. 2020 right there.
All right. We're setting up an inverted cup and handle, right?
Oh my goodness. This is no, do you know what it is, dude? It's inverted cup and handle, and then measured move, and then Ethereum dominance drops to negative.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen for sure. Ethereum's just gonna obliterate. But yeah, I think this does kind of scream reversal at some point in time. For everything I've ever seen in technical analysis, kind of tells me that this is going to turn around, and it's probably getting pretty close to where it's going to turn around. For example, Ethereum has wicked right here before, and it went down more, but that was like a point where it stopped. So you can kind of deduct, okay, anytime Ethereum is in this blue box, that's the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom. Yeah. So sure, it could fall a little bit more, but like this is the buy area.
What is the true bottom there is what, 7 something?
7-11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're at the bottom of your life.
Get you a slushy, baby.
Yeah.
Or Slurpee, whatever they're called.
Yeah. Slurpees, yeah. Slump. Yeah, man. That is hard to see it. Dude, honestly, like this is like an actual question I have for you.
Okay.
Do you think Ethereum's true time has come and gone?
No.
I know these are fighting words for some people.
On a retail level, yes. On the institutional level, no. It's just kind of getting started. Institutional DeFi and what they've got going on, absolutely.
Yeah, but like, dude, when you talk institutional DeFi, I mean, look at the competitors, smart contract competitors, dude, that are lightning fast, very fast.
Okay.
Vampire and Twilight fast.
Who are they? Who?
Like
who?
Algorand?
Institution. I don't think
Sui? Like it's all
Sui,
very
maybe
fast and all very cheap.
I love Algo. I love HBAR, but I don't think they have the name quite yet to be the ETH killer or replacement. Right?
No. I'm just saying that when it comes to institutions, right, and they put their fucking ties on, and they're like, okay, well, like who, what are we gonna? Which one are we gonna choose here for our smart contract? Are we gonna pick Ethereum? Oh, I don't know. It's more expensive and it's slower.
Do they care if they're moving like multiple billions or trillions or whatever, right? We saw that investment. And I know that it was stable coin, so it's kind of a apples and oranges, thing, but a multi-billion-dollar investment carried out via stable coins. Like, I mean, I feel like the transactional cost, if that wasn't on stable coins, would have been out of control. But institutions, if you're moving that kind of money, you don't care. Like, what would it be? Maybe $100,000 to move that?
That's a fair point. That's a fair argument. And I see your point. I'm just, honestly, dude, when I think about how if someone asked me that question and I think about how I would answer it, I would say, that would be my answer. That ETH dominance is as low as it's been in 2020.
Yeah.
We've had 5 years of crypto go by. 5 years of crypto. And Ethereum, in terms of dominance, its percentage of the total market cap hasn't made any progress in 5 years.
So do you think this is going to just kind of, I don't want to say flatline out, but maybe go into a consolidation mode?
This is what
a perpetual consolidation mode?
This is what I think is going to happen. This whole this range here. So let's kind of ignore the outlier, which was the peak.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's ignore this outlier, which was that little, ignoring this. Okay. This is the main like range of the value area high. Okay. What I think is going to happen is that it's going to come into this box a little bit, it's going to turn around. It's going to have a bull run, but it's not going to get back to here. It's not going to all-time high. It's going to turn around. It's going to do it again. And then it's going to get less and less and less.
Do you think, obviously, I think there's probably the amount of meme coins that have come into the ecosystem is going to naturally make this go down. And I think if you look at what
Matt D just said it.
Yes.
Like what I just drew is what he just said, is that dominance doesn't equal value. It will naturally degrade over time as more altcoins are introduced. And I completely agree, because that's the problem, is that there's so much competition in crypto that you can't be having gas issues. You can't cost too much. You can't do what Ethereum is doing.
What about Solana pausing, but people still use it? You could still have these issues and people will still.
Fair. Solana is the institutional darling. It's not like people, like retail is actively like using Solana more than anything else. Like I'm sure, Phantom Wallet does have a lot of downloads. People are on Solana. I'm not saying people aren't on Solana.
Right.
And I also feel that people are using it. They don't care about the couple times that it paused, because that I think people have accepted that type of reality. It's not like it doesn't happen with banks. It's not like it doesn't happen with power.
Yeah, I mean, like when you get like people that are like loyal to other coins and stuff, like they're the ones who say like no downtime. In 5 years we've never been down, that kind of thing.
Well, that's a pretty cool flag to fly, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's one Algorand. They tout that all the time, and I don't blame them. You know what I mean? But I completely think that when people say second generation or third generation blockchain, what they mean by that is they're all trying to outdo the previous blockchain.
Right.
All right. And it's all about trying to claim the argument for the blockchain trilemma. All right. If you don't know what the blockchain trilemma is, basically think of a triangle, and there's 3 points on the triangle, and it's really hard for a blockchain to do all three. And I'm pretty sure that it's speed, security, scalability.
Correct.
All right. And like when they made Bitcoin, they had no idea that everyone in the world was going to use Bitcoin. They had no idea that was going to happen. So it wasn't built to scale. Because it wasn't built to scale, it's not very fast. You know what I mean? But it is secure.
Right.
It is secure. It has that one locked down. So, Vitalik said, well, I could do better than this. I can beat this. And then sure enough, Ethereum, it's secure. It's faster, but it's expensive.
Do you think if ETH had different leadership, we'd be having a different conversation? Do you think it has anything to do with the leadership?
Dude, I'm going to say this. Vitalik's a strange bird.
Yeah, 100%.
Strange bird.
100%.
Is he?
He's brilliant.
Is he dumb smart? Oh yeah, he's
100%.
Dumb smart, bro.
But do you think that limit? And obviously, recently there was some news kind of where they're looking for a change in leadership at the Ethereum Foundation level, kind of saying, we're going into this new phase. And I believe there was some kind of funny thing that he had said in that whole statement or whatever. But do you think if the foundation was set up differently with different leadership and the whole persona, whoever that first line of defense, when you think of Ethereum, you think Vitalik, but if it was someone else, or if he was just kind of had a different stature in the ecosystem, do you think we'd be having a different conversation about Ethereum right now?
I don't think so, because I think the problems with Ethereum are more the end result. And the problem with Ethereum is that people are actively saying this gas is too much. This doesn't make sense. If there are two stands at the store and they are both selling the same product and one of them is 75% cheaper, no one's going to go to the other line.
But I don't think
to continue that analogy, the only difference is that the first stand that's more expensive was there first.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time until, you know, more and more people go to the other stands, whether that's Solana, whether that's Algorand, whether that's Sui or whatever. And I think that Ethereum, unless there is some drastic change, I have changed my stance. I don't think the flippening is ever going to happen.
Between Ethereum and Bitcoin,
is ever going to flip Bitcoin?
No, XRP is going to flip them all.
Something might flip Bitcoin eventually. It might not even be created yet. It might not even be a thing yet. That's how much crypto changes.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and say that's not Ethereum. I'm going to stand by that. Ethereum has proven that it's not going to happen. And someone in chat really fast, Eric Wallen, Casper solves the trilemma. Prove me wrong. I mean, Eric, to be fair, the only argument I can say that is that a lot of chains have a pretty good argument at this point. More than just Casper. A lot of altcoins have a solid argument to break the trilemma.
And no shade on Casper, especially Eric. I'm not trying to throw shade on that. Like, but what does it do? Like, people say it's the Bitcoin killer. No.
Well, it's because it's proof of work.
I get that, but governments aren't fighting over Casper right now.
No.
So what does it do?
What you know what it did? It pumped really hard and did nothing for a year. And when it pumped really hard, everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna keep going." I was like, no, it's not. And then they got mad at me in the chat, and then they're still holding their Casper, and it hasn't moved in a year. That's basically what happened there. I mean, Solana is not ETH killer, always going down. ETH is here to stay. I mean, I think the next 5 years is going to take time. But you know what I do know is that the next time something comes around, or the next time another project makes a push, the end result is likely not going to be to get back to where we started 5 years ago.
Do you think NFTs coming back, and I hate to say NFTs coming back, like when you think about like generative traits NFTs, but like, you know, obviously we spend our time looking at Bored Apes. I look at, you know, I bought some other things over the weekend, all that kind of stuff. The whole idea of, you know, the ETH NFTs, I bet there's probably something, you know, you watch the NFT ecosystem in its first pump in this chart, that had to have played a role in that dominance going up because of the activity that had to have been played throughout the ETH ecosystem, correct?
I think NFTs are going to forever.
Because I mean, this peaked out during the NFT run, right?
Place, but in terms of like the relevance of them being big enough to change the course, to change direction, to change the conversation, that's over.
Well, no, not necessarily, I think. And we could probably save this for a whole show, right? But the whole idea of NFTs in their infancy of what we saw, that was just the beta test, right? Like, now it's time for that whole thing to grow up. It's time, you know, we got cars on the blockchain, houses on the blockchain, all that stuff. All that stuff can be utilized. The tokenization of real world assets, NFTs play a role in that because you have to verify something, right?
Different. That's a tokenization is different.
But NFT.
If you want to define tokenization as a utility for NFTs and couple them together, that's a different thing than what you just said before.
True, but I think that's the next phase of what NFTs are,
fair.
Not just generative trade NFTs.
But it's very important to include that.
Good point.
Because NFTs at face value are only cool to the people they're still cool to. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't like, NFTs are not moving the crypto meter right now. It's not changing anyone on the sideline. That's not the deal breaker.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit. So it's one of those deals where, you know, we can look at the ape floor every time we do a show. And in fact, we do, because we're those boys. But at the same time, we can accept that this is a niche thing that is going to stay a niche thing. And that's cool. That's why we like it. To be fair, the floor, the quality of apes on the floor has degraded, because since Ethereum has gone down, the ape whales have kind of chose the cool apes on the floor that they wanted and got them on the low. For example, that cheetah ape is gone. That was close to the floor. That skeleton ape is gone. That is close to the floor.
That ninja red and black lumberjack's still pretty hot.
Oh yeah, that one is probably the toughest ape that's close to the floor. 28.4. But to be fair, I mean, you know, that is still the gap to the floor right now is actually pretty interesting because that one's $28,000, but you can get this really strange weird hat 24 grand. I mean the gap to the floor is kind of getting a little bit bigger because the ones on the floor are
just not because like if you're buying one at this point, like unless you're buying it to make a flip, which at some point, like if you're buying your Forever Ape, like yeah, you don't want it to look like that thing.
No, you don't. I mean there are some good ones. I think probably that one. We've talked about the Cyborg one before, him on the bottom right, but this one for 19 ETH, I think that's probably pretty sick.
I mean that's dad right there.
That's dad.
That says dad.
That
hey,
says dad. Where are my kids?
Hey dad, what's up?
Hey,
we go to the.
His mouth is open because he's asking someone in the park, "Where are my kids?" Have you seen him? That's what he's doing. He went, smoked a joint in the car.
Oh shit! I brought the kids.
And said, "Hey, have you seen my kids?" And that's the big. All right, that was fun. We do this, guys. We do this. The Forever Ape. That's my favorite mall store. I didn't know that was a thing.
Forever 21. I saw a headline. Forever 21 shutting down all of their stores.
Really?
Yeah, it's over.
I guess it wasn't Forever 21. I guess it wasn't forever. Got a henna tattoo that says forever. All right. Cardano whale stack 130 million ADA price consolidation deepens. Basically, kind of saying that the people are selling, but the whales haven't given up. The whales are saying, "Nah, this is a good value area," and I think they're right. I think it's getting worse. I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue to get worse, but in the same breath, every time you see a big consolidation like this, you will see stories across the board. Whales are buying. What are the whales doing? Buying. That's what they're doing. And of course they are, because the dumb money's selling and the smart money's buying, especially at these levels. I do want to take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart. All right. And what kind of freaks me out about Bitcoin right now is that, yes, we have discussed that Bitcoin could fall all the way to here into the 60s. High 60s, low 70s, and still technically be in an uptrend. All right. So there's kind of two ways you could draw this, kind of involving these two touches here and here gets you this trend line, or if you want to get the more recent touches, gives you this trend line. All right. So I do draw two trend lines sometimes just to kind of show that it doesn't always come down to just one single line, depending on how you want to cut it or how you want to look at it. But it's kind of same thoughts with Gone theory, to be honest. It's all about the relationship between price action, the time passing by, and angles, to be fair. So there's that. Also, this downtrend, like I always say, guys, we're in a downtrend until we're not. And we are in a downtrend. And what freaks me out about this is this right here. And when we zoom into this right here, what you're going to see is that Bitcoin went down. We wicked around 77, high 76s. We turned around. Keep in mind, this is the daily chart. And we came up to the 200 EMA and it said, no, that's not okay. Getting bearishly rejected off the 200 is really bad. Why? Because if we were to come up here, go past the 200, get rejected by the 50, and then bounce and have like a sandwich fight, that's one thing. But the fact we're getting rejected by the 200 and the death cross on Bitcoin has not happened yet, at least on EMAs. I'm not an SMA guy. I'm an EMA guy.
Kind of the recipe. If we do see a push down like that, that's a closer possibility to happening, right?
I mean, let's get,
because that 50 is going to come down.
And look at the EMA. Like, does that not? Let me get rid of all this kind of extra graffiti. I mean, what do you want to take an under over on? Is this death cross going to happen? Yes, no. Because I'm going to bet yes. I'm going to bet yes. Why? Because it's March. We are going to cross through. We're going to suffer. We're going to hit the summer. We're going to turn around Q3, Q4 explosion. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
It's like a bruise.
This EMA. I mean, let's go through every single altcoin. Let's go every single altcoin. Let's start with Caspa, just for the homie Eric. How long ago did this death cross happen? Oh, well, here's its entire life cycle. It came up, and then it came down, and now it's down. And its death cross happened way back here in December of 24. All right. While everything else from November to October pumped 200-300%, Caspa went about 80%. Okay, not bad, but it ultimately just got rejected and formed this downtrend. So Caspa really has a lot of work to do to break out. I mean, it needs to clear. It's at 7 cents. It needs to clear 14 just to get out of the downtrend. That's a pretty gnarly chart. Let's look at Solana. Solana. Okay, that death cross happened March 2nd. All right, so about 2 weeks ago, a little more than 2 weeks ago, that death cross already happened. Let's look at HBAR. All right, that death cross has not happened yet. Interesting, and I know why, because HBAR has been chosen. HBAR has been chosen to be a top coin. It's a top pick. Seriously, top pick. All right. So what I'm going to say is that this SR level here, okay, big deal. Why? See how it was a wick back here? All right. And then what I'm going to say is that there's a big gap, big old gap from this high right here. Okay. That level is at 13.8. 13.8. Okay. So HBAR has bounced off this level multiple times at not. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I wanted to say 18, but it's 17.8.
17.8.
Right? 17.8. 17.8. Bounced off that level a bunch of times. Keep in mind, it is historical support resistance. All right. What I fear is that if HBAR loses this level, it's almost a promise that it comes down to this next level. It's a promise. And that would be a 24% loss at 13 cents. Regardless of my guess of yes or no or whatever, what I'm going to say is that it's obvious, similar to XRP, that HBAR has separated itself from the rest of the altcoins because it has held its value. A lot of altcoins, some of my favorites included, and I've never been shameful about this. I use it to my advantage. Algorand. It has its pump. It gives it all back. Yep. It has its pump. It gives it all back. I told you guys that hundreds of times. All right. Use it to your advantage. Sell above 40, buy under 20. It's very simple.
It is, that is very rare. I feel like as far as like a lot of the coins that I looked at, HBAR and XRP are the only two that held value compared to where they were in the fall. Yeah, because like I know that I was putting together a portfolio for October, right? So I had even had this whole thing on TradingView where I could track all these coins that I was looking to add. And if you look at like 99% of them now are below the level or at the level or close to it where they were back at the end of September into October. Which is crazy, right? Not HBAR, though. HBAR went up to like another stratosphere and hung out there.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though, is that if Bitcoin gets its death cross, this has to. This has to.
Everything will, right?
But I'm still kind of thinking to myself, HBAR is going to have less. I think HBAR is going to. There's a reason they're not letting you buy it on the cheap right now. They are not letting you buy HBAR cheap right now. That should tell you something. That should tell you something big time. This, with the governing council, everything they're doing, they literally, the DREC Alliance, they've teamed up with XRP, they teamed up with Cardano, they teamed up with Algorand. They should be wearing capes over there, bro. Like,
hell yeah.
There is a reason they're not letting you buy HBAR cheap. Think about that. And most altcoins, the reason I went through all this, because most altcoins got their death cross. The only ones that really haven't, obviously Bitcoin, which isn't an altcoin. Let's double check, because last time I saw XRP did not have the death cross. Also no death cross, and HBAR. Everything else has death cross, and everything else is like between 786, 618, golden pocket zones right now. Everything else. So I just want to say, although I'm not saying buy. That's not what I'm saying. I think personally, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah,
I do believe that. Doesn't mean I can't change my mind. Doesn't mean I can't react to the market. I have alarms set like I do. I know when to pivot. But from where I stand now, what looks like what's happening here is, look, XRP came down, wicked the 200, came back home to the 50 EMA. All right, XRP wicked to the 200, came back home to the 50 EMA. We always go home to the 50 EMA right here. What did we do? We wicked the 200, we came back home to the 50 EMA. But every time we got to the 50, from here, we went back under it. But this retest of the 50 was the first time we retested the 50 and didn't go above it for air. This one will reject it at the 50. We wick rejected at the 50 right there. Little hammer candle. All right. So what's going to happen here is XRP is going to sandwich in between the EMAs and likely death cross. The thing is, and I stand in the same place with HBAR, is that, okay, in a world where we can say the death cross will happen on Bitcoin, on XRP, on HBAR, in a world where that 100% happens, what do we do? Okay, where will these prices go? Because just like HBAR, XRP's current floor aligns with a previous support resistance level. All right, and just like HBAR, the next level down, $1.42, is about 25% underneath that level that it's been wicking at. Same exact situation HBAR's in. Look, it's been wicking here, bouncing, just like HBAR is bouncing off of 17.8. XRP is bouncing off of $1.96. It's the same exact chart. It really is. All right. So my point here is that in the event of the death cross, this would be the target. $1.46, 26% down the hill. From there, because what I'm trying to say is that it's obvious that they don't want us to get XRP or HBAR on the low right now. But we're in a situation where if a death cross is coming no matter what, if Bitcoin death crosses, these two death cross. If these two death cross, but the powers to be want us to, don't want us to buy them cheap. Mm-hmm. How far can they go actually? How far will they fall compared to other alts, which are already at the golden pocket? I would say this support resistance is likely. I would say, and that's still expensive. $1.43 XRP is expensive compared to the 52 cents, the 45 cents we were buying it for in November.
Right.
All right. So you're still, if you can buy XRP under $1.50, okay. Should you be buying it now? I wouldn't. It pumped too far. It pumped too far. Like 600% bottom to top from November 4th to the local high. And if you bought November 4th, you're still up 380%, dude. Like what more could you ask for? So I am very worried about XRP, how it was the most recent move up was rejected at the 50. That's not good. I am going to be looking for some XRP shorts in the Telegram group this week for sure. Speaking of the Telegram group, I'm going to keep the conversation rolling here. We do have this giveaway still open. I'm going to leave it open for about 2 more days. If anyone hasn't been in it yet, go get involved over on my Twitter. It's pinned at the top of my Twitter. Bitunix giveaway. You got to follow, like, retweet, and sign up for Bitunix to enter. 5 lucky winners win $500. 5 lucky winners win $100 in crypto. 3 people get 6 months in the Telegram. If you already have a Telegram membership, it will be added on to your current subscription. And the grand prize, you get 1 year in the Telegram, the new Grogger merch, and $250 in crypto. Make sure you have a Bitunix UID, because if you win the giveaway but you don't have a UID, it's going to go to the next person. So, and you have to retweet this tweet to be involved. It's not. It's follow, like, retweet, sign up to be involved. There's 134 likes, but there's only 91 retweets.
Ooh, good.
So
that's some good
really, there's only a max of 91 entries, given that all 91 retweets did sign up for FEMA. But what I'm saying is that with a giveaway with 9 winners, you kind of got like a more than 10% chance to win this giveaway right now. I would go ahead and go over in Twitter, get involved. Why not? What do you have to lose?
Exactly.
All right. Also, I want to say I put out a controversial tweet this weekend, and I stand by it. And I stand by it. One day you're going to refresh your phone. You're either going to rejoice that you never gave up on the VFam, or you're going to kick over a chair because you didn't buy more. Choose one. I don't know if it's ever going to go to top 10, but I feel that Vechain being above $1, that's on my bingo card. Maybe not this cycle. I think this cycle, I think if we went to 60 cents, 70 cents, that would be insane.
Yeah.
From here, that'd be insane.
That's like a 30x from here, right?
That's insane. That's insane. Even if, honestly, my profit taking probably starts around 16 cents and everything else is bonus points because I'm just a super pragmatic trader. But that doesn't mean there won't be a piece of my bag that goes for the rocket ship. And I'm not saying this cycle. Some people kind of, but wait, they just can't help themselves. Encourageable, completely encourageable. But what I'll say is one day in my lifetime, I wholeheartedly agree that one day I'm going to refresh my phone, and that's what I'm going to look at for Vechain.
$1.39.
$1.39.
I think that there is a great prospect of that happening, definitely long term, right? I feel so. I've said this before on the show where I don't really want to like speculate so much more on the price of Vechain. It's going to be successful. It's established, right? You have partnerships with some of the biggest brands in some of the biggest places of the world, right? They have staying power. They are here. Right. And so maybe so much like the explosive speculative part of the price is gone for Vechain, but knowing that they've so much established themselves into this ecosystem for the long term, it doesn't matter. You set it and forget it. Like if you believe it, if you invest, like that's, go speculate somewhere else. And, this is your long-term play. And that's where I'm at with Vechain, right? Like I will always be a holder of Vechain because that to me is a long-term investment strategy that I've got. Sure.
And I think people just don't get it sometimes, bro.
Well, people they just want the money right now. It's instant gratification. It's people, different strokes for different folks, and everybody's playing the game differently. That's all.
Yeah. But what I want to say is that, like, my homie Oleg, we've been friends. You've been in my chat for a while. But what I'll say, you said Vet barely moves. It went to 8 cents. All right. When it barely moved to 8 cents, it was a top 10 performer in the November-December pump. From November 4th to that local high, which is right here, 311% in 28 days. This outperformed all the other altcoins except for 9. I'm pretty sure it was like 7th or 8th, actually, in terms of where it was in the top 10. Pretty sure it was 7th or 8th. That's not a barely moves. Most altcoins did not put the numbers on the board that Vechain did. That's why I'm getting so excited about it. When you have a massive crypto pump, the winners separate themselves. The cream always rises to the top. You put a bunch of kids in a basketball court, 100 kids in a basketball court. You're going to know what is the starting lineup in less than an hour. The cream rises to the top. It's obvious who's going to win. It's obvious who's going to win. Go to the motocross track. Go watch a single practice. You're going to know, oh, that number 12, rolling. You're going to know who is the guy after not much time. So let's move that analogy to crypto. There are thousands of projects in crypto, all right? And we have a solid peak into a real bull market. I don't think November 24, that was not the real bull market, but that was a peak into it. That was going to be what it's going to be like. If you've been around in 2021, you know. And if you've been around 2021, you know that this wasn't it. But that was close. It was a good taste, okay, of what's to come. And a bunch of kids went out in the court, and 10 of them outperformed everyone else. And Vechain was in that 10. We have proven recently, this is a mover. This is a winner. Okay. I am meeting with Sonny Liu in 2 weekends from now in DC. And we're going to have some conversations. I'm under NDA. I can't talk about everything. But what I can say is that they're having some conversations with some suits. I can say that. Dude, I'm bullish, bro.
Let's go.
I'm real bullish on Vechain. Listen, I can't say some things, but I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you now, because right now it's 2.5 cents. It's 2.5 cents right now. One day, I'm going to talk about this tweet, and I'm going to clip the words I'm saying right now. Right here, right now, March 17th, 11:20 in the morning. Y'all have been told Vechain is a winner. Period. Not to mention, even from here, even if it just went back to 8 cents, hell, you'd still, 220%. I'd take that. I'd take that any day of the week, especially with the amount of DCA we're talking. So, talking about the Tesla giveaway real quick. Tesla giveaway is coming. It's happening. 100%.
Nice.
100%. Working out the details, still hammering out the details. It will be very clear how to sign up. It will be very obvious what to do. Basically, you'll get a link. You'll go to this platform. You'll do a couple things, and you'll be entered. Oh. There are for sure 4 Tesla giveaways this year.
Are there any restrictions to where like people live?
We're going to keep it in America.
Nice.
We might keep it in America and Canada.
Canada?
Well, it's North America.
Those syrup sipping.
North America. To be honest, we haven't had that conversation yet. He might say, "Oh, we could. If someone in Europe wins, we'll just buy it in Europe." He might say that.
That makes sense.
We haven't had that conversation yet, but I would likely say probably Americans. Okay.
Like a certain guy who lives in North Georgia. Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
I mean, dude, I'm really excited for this, man. This is a big time opportunity, but
it's cool, and it's a chance to give back, right? Like, I think it's awesome, and I think the whole thing that they're doing with sustainability, so it plays. I mean, going to Tesla and sustainability and that whole part of the ecosystem, man, it's massive. It's huge.
Right.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, man. So we're doing that. It's definitely happening, and hey, it's like a month away. Like, we're gonna have the ball rolling on this giveaway. I think the giveaway is going to be open for 2 weeks. I think we did talk about that detail. And then I'm not sure if the giveaway is going to come after the first podcast or if we're going to announce the winner during the first podcast.
Okay, cool. You probably have some fun with that.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some fun with that. But yeah, we're giving away 4 damn Teslas, everybody. 4. Not 1.
Not 2.
Pretty excited. That's but it's also more for not like the giveaway itself, but for what it represents and what it does and what Vechain is doing. Obviously they have a big sustainability narrative called V Better DAO, where V Better DAO is, think recycling, green energy, like sustainable. Think Arbor Day. We only have one Earth, and so far human beings have done a pretty good job messing it up. I believe we are the mold on the sandwich. To quote Joe Rogan.
Really quick, Arbor Day or Earth Day? Because Arbor Day, isn't that like trees? Yeah, but Earth Day is like for the whole Earth.
Yeah, but both.
I guess you could.
We
support both.
Hey, shout out to the bestie in the chat. The bestie.
What's up, bestie?
Avery is my bestie. Everyone else can mess. They can go away. And Dubs in the chat. And shout out to the Prada gang. And we can't see the haters. It's that simple. That's a big giant inside joke, and only she understands. Okay, so but yeah, so if you guys go check out the V World wallet, it's very simple to download. It's kind of like the hub for the Vechain world. All right, and basically You go to apps, you go to VBetter, and there are a bunch of ways you earn free crypto. Every time you drink a cup of coffee, you can take a picture of the coffee in your mug, you earn free crypto. If you drive an electric vehicle, every time you drive an electric vehicle with EV earn, you earn free crypto. And all the time they're putting new everything. You can earn free crypto for grocery
shopping,
or even going for a walk now.
Like we're gonna Whitney and I are gonna go do like a little beach cleanup. There's a beach not too far from our house. We're gonna do a little beach cleanup and do the thing and earn some VBetter.
Nice. And that's so sweet. And everyone's like, oh, I want to 10x my bags. You know what coin did 10x? The Better token.
Darn right it did.
It took a month, 10x in a month. But Vechain doesn't move. Dead dinosaur. I'm telling you guys. I'm here to tell you. What do we have to do to be in the giveaway? It will be very clear. When we make the announcement, it will be from my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you don't. It will be blatantly clear how to sign up. I promise it's not like a psyop. It's not a conspiracy. It's very simple. All right. Peppertooth is a friend. But I don't know. I
Peppertooth?
Maybe he didn't get rich. Maybe he got wrecked. Could have got wrecked. Maybe he's not rich. And AJ is not a Vechain Maxis. Maxis. I'm not a Vechain Maxis at all. I'm in the school of thinking that I'm someone who bets on the narrative and not someone who bets on
hype,
the scoreboard. I bet the Eagles because I knew Patrick Mahomes wasn't going to win 3 Super Bowls because they weren't going to put him in the same conversation as Tom Brady.
Not yet.
Patrick Mahomes will always be number 2. Yeah. He won't get the 3P. That's why I bet the Eagles. How much did I bet? A lot. I still haven't said it publicly. No, you don't need to. All right. So Jada's in the background. You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to. Shout out to the birds though.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
What I'm going to say is I bet the narrative. And when it comes to altcoins, I bet the narrative. So Vechain is one where I'm like, oh, okay. You know, they sponsor the UFC. They sponsor Power Slap. This is a company that is well funded to go the distance.
Yep.
That is very institutionally attractive. Very institutionally attractive. I'm saying too much. I need to shut my mouth.
They work with Walmart China.
Yeah, man. They're here for the long run.
That's what I'm telling you. Forget the hype.
Yeah.
This is a legitimate thing that will be around for a very long time.
I know, for sure. I mean, it's obviously not the only project I'm extremely bullish on, which is why I'm diversified, which is why if I am going to do another portfolio update kind of soon, but the reason I haven't been doing them is because I'm not buying right now, because I think buying right now isn't it. I don't think it's the best idea. I really don't. I mean, this is the last time I did it. The last time I did a video on it, that was kind of the breakdown. As you can see, it was kind of weird because I started it on Femex and Femex didn't have a couple coins, Vechain included, for spot buying. So some things kind of got bought after the fact.
Can you get Vechain spot on Bitunix?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Of course. So yeah, but you know, I would say for your average person that doesn't have time to properly manage a portfolio, I would say this is too many coins. And I would say PT, Pudgy, Brett, I would just kind of ignore that because PT is getting sold because it was just for gas, and Brett and Pudgy got destroyed. I was just kind of a splashing meme exposure, destroyed. And then everything else I would still give a green light to at this point. But the truth is that regardless of how bullish I am on any single project, as you can see, I'm pretty well spread out. I think that Vechain is going to kind of move up from 8% to probably like 10, 11%. And I think Algo, Ondo, Jasmine are going to come down from 14, 12 and closer to 10 or 11. So there's kind of an even distribution between them. The reason HBAR is so low is because I've done a lot of public portfolios and I tried to do this one differently. So I didn't put as much HBAR in this one. Obviously, HBAR pumps 800% from when I started this portfolio, but now it's at a point it's hard to buy it now, which we talked about this earlier in the show. So I think I'll probably get a little bit more HBAR in there, but how much more? I'm not really sure. And everything else are like, I mean, from the Pyth graph, Optimism, Shiba, AVAX, Render, FET, Arrow, Near, all of those I think are going to be right down the middle, rock solid picks. So far, I'm very bummed about OP. I think OP has yet to have it stay in the sun. I think the graph, although it's underperformed, I still think it's going to have its time when the bull run comes. The graph, I'm not saying it's going to be a top 5 performer in the bull run, but I still think it's going to do pretty damn good. And I will also say AVAX. AVAX is one I want more of. I think that although it's a little bit larger of a market cap,
you think the ETF will?
I like AVAX, dude. I'm just gonna say that I like it.
I think honestly, like, you know, they're gonna dip their toes in, or they are dipping their toes in the RWA ecosystem. Plus, with gaming, dude, when gaming really comes back, and there's a lot more, I think, activity on the AVAX ecosystem within gaming, because I believe that's a big focus. That will be a big benefit there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so guys, just, you know, can keep in mind that you can be really excited, really bullish on things, but at the end of the day, you want to be diversified. You want to be split up. You know, say we're wrong about Jasmine. We're wrong about Jasmine, right? And, you know, like I said, it's going to be somewhere between 9 to 10% of my portfolio. Say I'm completely wrong. Something bad happens to Japan. The project basically goes away. Not an FTX, but an FTX. Okay. Well, guess what? I would still have the lion's share of my portfolio there to save me. That's the point. That if at any point, this is crypto, things are moving very quickly. If at any point we're wrong, like wrong, at least then you have the rest of the portfolio to save you. Right. That's why people, when they send me portfolios on Rate My Portfolio, oh, I have 2 coins, give me a good score. I'm like, no. And that's why, you know, play it safe. Don't be dumb. I had a couple more news stories here that I wanted to run through. Kentucky passes bill protecting Bitcoin self-custody and mining. Getting lucky in Kentucky, everybody. There you go. Who's like, hey, honey, let's back up the kids. We're moving to Kentucky. I don't know if anyone's ever said that.
I feel like you're starting to see some of this narrative shift a little bit. This is, I want to say, the second or third story that I've seen where it's more about the individual level, the retail level versus the state level, talking about their Bitcoin reserves like that. Everybody's kind of backing off that right now. I mean, Texas, I say that, and then I remind Texas is like, they're pushing things forward pretty quick.
Yeah, I think that it doesn't matter what we do at a federal level with this, because we already see what we're doing at a federal level with this. But now the states are like, hey, there's a reason the Fed is doing this. Yeah, we should do this. Because every state, you know what they mean? What they need? More money. More money. I mean, they need more money. So we need But
it's like that volatility narrative is. We saw that in South Korea.
Yeah, but come on.
Fun. It's just fun.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? Like I think that the net. I think everyone sees the writing on the wall, and that there will be a point in time in my lifetime, hopefully, definitely in Arya's lifetime, where we're gonna see $1 million Bitcoin. I think we're gonna see that. I'd bet my bottom dollar on it. And I think all the states are getting in at the right time. I really do. Analysts see Bitcoin pullback as temporary shakeout, not end of bull cycle. And I'm with you there. Because I think people kind of get me wrong when I say that, like, just because Bitcoin death crosses doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means it's going to take a couple months, you know. And I'm kind of understanding the corrections within a bull cycle are normal. The past trends, this shakeout might be the start maybe a shakeout rather than the start of a prolonged bear market. Several key indicators have turned bearish, leading to speculation that the bull cycle may be ending prematurely. But you know, just because things flip bearish on the charts doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. All right. And I'm going to stand by that. I mean, even let's go back, look at Bitcoin, right? BTC. Hopefully I don't click on a chart that's marked all the hell. Oh, I did. Okay. Daily. Okay.
There it is.
Guys, like, oops. Could we see something like we saw right here? So let's establish this, okay? November 2022, $15,000 Bitcoins, okay? What I do to go back then with the money juicy. I have now. Oh my God. Yeah, there's that. So we got our bull cross. But then look. What? Like, we didn't death cross, but we death like kissed, death touched. All right, right here, not death cross, but death
smooch.
Little peck on cheek there, little smooch. What if we do it again? What if it just kind of goes and then it goes you know, like it doesn't have to be the end of the world. And we've been, oh, here we go. This is it. And you know, when we say this is it, we're normally pretty close to the next leg up. Because right here, before this candle happened right here, specifically this blue chunk, we were sitting right here. And everyone was saying, oh, the death cross, here it comes. We're in the red. We're in the red on market cipher. Oh, we're going to the bull flag. We're going to 40s. We're going to the high 30s. I remember. I heard everyone say it. I didn't say it, but everyone else did. And it was the end of the world. And guess what? The night is always darkest before the dawn. I will say that every single time. And I think that we are going to be in a situation here where we're going to come close to the death cross. We might get the death cross. But at that point, it's all going to come down to SR. All right. We have the previous high from the start, the top of the last bull flag, 73.6. All right, we have SR in here, like this one here, pretty good ceiling floor level when you consider ceiling floor and even like some touches back here, and that's aligned with the volume spike, which is important as well, 66.3, and then we kind of have the bottom of this range. Okay, if you ignore the width. 52, but the problem with the 52 level is that it's inside of a low volume node, and a lot of the volume actually wakes up, in the 30s. And if we go back to the 30s, it's over. So, I guess the question is, how far can Bitcoin fall, and we're technically still bullish? Okay, I think that's a fair assumption of the question at hand. All right, and I would say if you drew it from here. Oh, you know why the opacity is down. Okay. Or like I said earlier, that's why we could draw from here, or we could draw it from here. All right. Because this is the more local, and this is the, considering the actual touch at the bottom. All right. So if we came straight down the hill, the answer to that question, I think, is around 65,000. Why? Because that aligns with this support resistance level. Like in the group, I always say, if we break an uptrend and we break a downtrend, we're not trading directly off the trend line itself. Right. We're trading off of confirmation. And confirmation generally is a support resistance level or a volume aligned support resistance level. So in this case, support confirmation would be this level. If we came down, broke the trend line, so say we kind of come through here, break the trend line, break confirmation, that would be your trade. Or if we came down here, went through this first, then we broke the trend line, then this would be confirmation. So basically those two levels kind of say it all, where if we lose 73,000, if we go into the 72s, our saving grace is 66,000.
That sounds
I would
terrible.
say if we go under 65, it's going to get really bumpy. The only saving grace with that is that how sharp of an angle are we considering this? Is this the end of the road, or is this the end of the road? And honestly, what I would say is that this low here, to see this box of chop, that's the most important thing that happened this whole entire time. Because this whole run, we have always stayed above the previous range. Like right here, we stayed above right here. And right here, we stayed above right here. So we have never gone back into the previous range. And obviously, this is its own range. Okay? We've done this the whole way. Here, 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 here. We've done this 4 times before. So going back underneath the top of the bull flag, going underneath 73,000, that would be not a break of structure, but a break off of the norm where we have never gone under the previous high. So we go under 72, it's going to get way worse than you think. It's going to get way worse than you think. I would say, and if we lost, and I would gonna say that obviously, if we came into here, is
that your buy zone or is that your watch zone?
I would say that could be a buy zone. It could be a buy zone because if we came down here and bounced off of this second trend line from these touches down here, we came down here, bounced off this, that could work out. That could work out. What I would be scared of is forming a head and shoulders. That would scare me if we came and touched from here. But ultimately, we lose this right there, it's over. It's absolutely over. Okay, so. Guys, big, massive alarm on 7. If you see Bitcoin in the 72s, just shake your head. Don't look at your phone. It's that simple.
Stop looking at your portfolio.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, that is about the show for the day. You guys are awesome. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Avery Strauss, I have way too many vet tokens. I've been all in. Well, I appreciate your conviction, but I'm telling you, diversification is always the best way to go. Even if it's my favorite coins, bad distribution is bad distribution. Guys, facts. You guys are amazing. Smash the like button on the way out the door. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Any closing thoughts, Vechain?
See you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Boom.